Hey everyone, welcome once again. Today I'm going to talk about why it's so hard to get started. To get started on all kinds of things, but particularly to get started with making video. This is so common in terms of the people who I talk to. So many of them are coming to me with this idea that they'd like to start getting video done, they'd like to start getting on camera, and they're listing this long list of all the things that they need to do first, and all the things that are getting in their way of getting started, getting in front of the camera, getting started with video. So, one of the people who I really admire, probably the most in terms of how to get started, how to get motivated, how to get over all the hurdles that you put in front of yourself, is Mel Robbins. And I would like to pull from her lessons today and share them with you because she is one of the very finest, first of all, motivational speakers that I've ever heard of or met. But secondly, she happens to be this really professional and successful vlogger and video maker. And she's just really good at it. So for all the people that you may be looking at online, like who's doing video really well, well, I highly recommend that you go check out Mel Robbins because she's one of the best at this game. So that's what we're talking about today. And if you're here, just say something. Just say that I know you're here. Love to check in with all you guys. And we shall be covering what does it take to get over yourself and get in front of the camera. This is Face the Camera. That's this series that I'm doing. And it's really all about how to get brave, be courageous, spread your message using this medium, using live video. And every single week, 2 times a week, here on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. And I'm going live again on Thursday. And I'll be doing this every single week, twice a week. So you can tune in and catch me here. Or if you don't catch me live, you can always catch the replay. And if you always want to know when the lives are happening so that you never miss an episode or you can go back and watch ones that you weren't able to tune in for, just go to my YouTube channel, search for Brad Powell Video on YouTube, and subscribe to my channel. And if you're watching from YouTube, hey, thanks for showing up here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, hello Facebook. If you're watching on LinkedIn, hello LinkedIn. You know, I'm using this fabulous tool called Restream, which I highly recommend. And what I'm doing today, just so you know, is I am restreaming. I am multicasting to multiple platforms and multiple pages at the same time. So, for instance, I am broadcasting on YouTube and I'm broadcasting on Facebook, but not just Facebook. I'm going on to my profile page, my Awesome Video Makers business page, my group, the Video Creators Lab, all 3 pages, all at the same time. And I'm also broadcasting onto LinkedIn and my profile there. And I am broadcasting on Twitter for all the Twitter people joining the fire hose on Twitter. So this is something that you can all do. And, you know, in this time when everybody is home and everybody is doing, you know, basically watching and consuming more video probably than they ever have before. This is a great time to be talking to your audience, to be spreading your message, to be serving the people that you are here to serve using this tool. Because after all, this is one of the only ways that we can actually be speaking to large numbers of people. And when you start doing multicasting through live streaming, these are the 2 things going together. You must go live and then you can multicast while you're live. So it's a really great way to show up as yourself, to show up to serve the people who you want to serve and be reaching them all over the place exactly where they are. So again, like if you're here, say hello in the comments. I'm just going to check and see if I can see any comments yet. Let me just pull this page up and see what I can see. I'm looking over here on the YouTube page and I don't see any comments there. Going to refresh the page over on Facebook and see what I can see there. Just do that. And I'd really like to hear from you if you're watching this, even if you're watching in the future. And this is now the replay. Hello, future world. If you're watching in the future and you're hearing me now in the future, and this resonates with you, like this idea, like you have something that you're wanting to start. This is something that you've been meaning to do. I don't care what it is. It could be like, I've been meaning to go for a run every morning, or I've been meaning to start that yoga class or that Pilates class, or I've been meaning to read a book once per month, or find a new podcast to listen to every month, or whatever it is for you, like that thing that you have on your list that you know is going to be good for you, that you would like to do, or maybe it's work related and you've been meaning to start making videos. You've been meaning to get more consistent with the content creation that you're doing. You've been meaning to start your YouTube channel. those you could meaning to start a Facebook group where you can do live streaming into your Facebook group. You've been meaning to dress up your LinkedIn profile so that you can start posting regularly on LinkedIn. Okay, so you've been meaning to do it. What, if those are true for you, go ahead and say something to that effect in the comments. So yes, this is the thing that I've been wanting to do. This is the thing that I'm trying to get started, and for whatever reason, I haven't started yet. That's what I want to hear about in any of the comments that you have. And yeah, so here's what I want to share with you guys today. I'm going to dive into Mel Robbins Wisdom. And some of you probably are already familiar with her first book, which was called The 5-Second Rule. And this rule is really the trigger for helping you go out and start doing anything. And the theory, the premise behind this is that we have the best of intentions when we set out to do something. However, if we delay for any length of time, our brain will start telling us all these reasons why maybe we shouldn't do the thing that we want to do. And our brain will literally start talking ourselves out of it. And it depends, like, let's say you wake up in the morning and you know that today is the day that you're going to do your morning run. Like for me, I get up every morning and I go for a bike ride. And I do this, I've been doing this without fail all through the warm weather since it got warm last spring. And I get up, I go out first thing and I ride on the bike trail. And I ride up, it's about 4.5 miles up between where I live and Lexington. And then I turn right around and I ride back. So I'm riding, 8-9 miles every single morning. And I've been doing this every day. And however, I can get up in the morning and I'll be there going, oh my gosh, maybe today it's raining. Maybe what I'd rather do is have breakfast. Maybe what I'd rather do is just go back to sleep, and the more I think like that, the less likely I am to jump out of bed. And so her method is the 5-second rule. And so basically the rule is simple. You wake up, or you'll get the thought like, okay, now I'm going to go do this. And this is what you do. You go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. And the deal is that before you get to 1, you have to start moving. That's the rule. That's it. So you just have to commit to say, okay, I am going to do this thing. And when I first think about doing it, I'm going to start counting down from 5 to 1. And before I get to 1, I'm actually going to get up or move and start moving in the direction and taking action on that thing. And apparently, the brain science behind this is that if you take action, if you actually start moving, you shut down all those ideas that start coming up in your brain. You shut it all down. Your brain stops talking excuses and other reasons and stuff, and you just start taking action, and you will be able to move forward. And if you've never read Mel Robbins' book, The 5-Second Rule, I highly recommend reading it. And you can put this rule into practice. And not only will it help you with making videos, but it'll help you with all kinds of things. Anything you decide you want to do for yourself. So that's her sort of primary rule. And I just want to share a couple of other quotes that I pulled from her that I think are just great, like really good things to be thinking about. So here's number 1. Start before you're ready. Don't prepare, begin. All right? And let's unpack this for just a moment. This is another one that I hear from so many people, is that they'll say, I'm not ready. Or they'll say, there are 5 things I need to do in order to get myself ready. And they go into preparation mode. And this could be whether you're making video. Let's say you're wanting to put together an online course, or you're wanting to attract clients to your work. And people will say, well, I don't even know what I'm offering. I don't even know what I'm going to ask people to do. I don't even know what I'm going to say. I don't even know, like there's all these things about, I don't even know this. And this is the part where you really don't need to have like this long list of things all ready to go before you start. You are someone who has a lot of knowledge and a lot of talent and a lot of things to share around the work that you do, around the stuff that you want to be talking to people about. You know all that stuff. And all you have to do is have one thing in mind and say, well, today, what I think I'll do is talk about this one thing, this one idea that I have, and this idea that I have right now, this one idea that I have that is inspiring to me that I'm now going to share with my audience. And you don't need to get ready. You don't need to write a script. You don't need to worry about what you're going to look like or what you're going to talk like or what people will think of you. None of that stuff matters. What you need to do is quickly, before you think about it too much, pull out your phone, open up the app of whatever platform you want to go. You can go to YouTube, you can go to Facebook, you can go to LinkedIn, look for the little video icon that's there, hit it with your finger, and start talking, start recording, start going live. And basically just say, hey guys, I had this idea, I had this light bulb, I had this inspiration, I had this thing that I wanted to share with you right now, and this is what it is. And then just share it. And you can do this anytime you feel like you have some inspiration to share. Now there's a whole lot of strategy that you can start putting into place, and a whole lot of ways that you can get better at the videos that you make. But the point is, you need to start. And there's going to be a gap between where you are now and where you will be in the future. And in the future, you're going to be really good at this. People are going to be coming and listening to you and watching your videos with regularity. All of that is going to be possible for you. But right now, that may not be where you are, especially if you haven't started. And there's going to be a gap between where you'd like to be and the talent and skill that you know you have, but when you make a video, it's not matching the thing that you have in your mind of how good it could be. Well, the way you close that gap is, number one, you get started. And number two, you do it again. And number 3, you turn it into a habit so that now you're doing it. And now you're improving. And now you're getting better. And now you are getting more prepared. And now you are getting more confident. And now you are delivering value to the audience that you're wanting to reach. Get started. That's Mel Robbins saying. And so I know that it takes courage to do this. And this is why I wanted to pull up this second quote, because it goes a little bit deeper. Mel says, start now. Start where you are. Start with fear. Start with pain. Start with your hands shaking. even if you're holding your camera and your camera is shaking. Just start. Just get started. Okay? So there is no world in which, or this is true for everyone except for a very few people. There's no world in which you're going to begin something new without some level of trepidation and fear and anxiety. And what you can do with that is just channel it into positive energy. Channel the anxiety you're feeling into being excited. It's sort of like, well, okay, so I'm feeling anxious. What if I choose, instead of feeling anxious, to be excited? To be looking like, oh my gosh, this is my chance to do something really great. And then take that chance. It is a chance. You are taking a risk. You are jumping into something where you don't know the outcome. And honestly, that's what you're here to do. That's what we're all here to do. Anyone who's ever done anything great has done it because they've been willing to take the chance, to show up just like this. They started wherever they came from. They started even though they were afraid. They may have started even though they were in pain. You know, you wake up in the morning and you have a headache. Or you're not feeling that great. Well, guess what? You're a professional. And, you know, like, if you go to your dentist's office and you have made an appointment with your dentist because you have a cavity and the dentist has scheduled an appointment to you to give you a new filling for your cavity. But on that particular day, the dentist woke up and they just didn't feel that great. And they were worried about, you know, any number of things that were going on in their life. And they're thinking, oh, you know, I just don't think I'm going to show up today because I don't feel that good about this. Well, you wouldn't want you wouldn't want that kind of person to be your dentist. Your dentist is showing up as a professional so that no matter how they feel, no matter what pain they're in, no matter what anxiety they may have, no matter what is going on with their personal life, they're not going to let that get in the way of showing up and doing their job. And as someone who is here to serve an audience, someone who is here to reach and serve the people who you are wanting to give your gifts to wanting that you're going to do your work with, the clients that you're wanting to help get the result that your business promises. The person who's going to do all of that kind of thing, that's you. You can't just say, oh, I don't feel like it. You have to be a professional. And in spite of all the things that you think are reasons to hold back, you want to step up and step forward and jump in and take that chance. Take that leap. And show up for people. Now, the cool thing that I found is that you are, I am, we are all basically the message, or rather the messenger of our message. You know, in most cases, the number one thing that you've struggled with in your life is the thing that you're now helping people with. And this is, like, I see this probably 80 to 90% of the time with the clients who I work with. What they're doing, the work that they're doing, is motivated because it's motivated from the place that in their life previously, this was the thing that they had a lot of trouble with. This was a big struggle in their life, and they overcame it. And in that process, they decided to go out and help other people. Now in my case, personally, I've been, in the past, a pretty shy, introverted person. And hugely stage fright, hugely camera shy. I mean, I've done lots of video, but when you're a video producer, you don't have to get in front of the camera. You just have to, coax other people to get in front of the camera. And when I decided to become a video coach, and I decided that I needed to, show people how to make their own video, I realized, oh my gosh, now I need to get in front of the camera. And this was a big struggle. This was a big deal. I had lots of anxiety and trepidation and things around, all these things of like, what will people think? And how will people actually think I'm some kind of imposter? And all of that kind of stuff. And my overcoming, in fact, my continuing evolution in becoming a more confident video creator and video maker and someone who can actually speak to the camera in a relaxed and confident way. This is an ongoing process. And I feel like I have lots to share and actually can be the messenger of my message because I know what it feels like. And I can still, in certain environments, get quite triggered and quite anxious when it's my turn to talk. I don't really have this when I'm doing live video very much anymore. I've become more and more used to this particular medium. But there's all kinds of situations where I can get really anxious and sweaty palms and mealy mouth in the mouth, dried mouth, and my tongue getting stuck at the top of my mouth and not being able to speak. I mean, that can happen in certain speaking situations. It doesn't always happen, but it can happen. I know this is true for me. And so I have lots to share with anyone who has those feelings because I know exactly what it feels like and I know lots of ways to overcome it. And this is probably true for you. So these are the kinds of things that I think we can take in as we are moving forward and we're getting started. We're getting off the ground. So I have a couple of quick things that I want to share that, coming from this place of, okay, we'll just get started. Well, what are some practical things that you can do, especially when it comes to, okay, I'm about to start recording my video. I'm about to go live. What do I do? What do I do first? And probably the best thing that I can suggest that you do, and this will help a lot, is that when you're sitting in front of the camera, before you start, the thing that you can do before you start is you could smile. Just smile at the camera, make sure you're smiling, and then hit record. Because so often I see people going live and what they're doing is they are, they're frowning or they're looking down at their notes or they're trying to figure out some technical part of the live stream and they're missing, like they're not being fully present with the audience, even though all of a sudden they're on. And so if you smile first and then hit the let's go live button, when people first see you, they will see you with this presence, with this smiling presence. It doesn't mean you always have to be happy, but just show up with a little bit of energy and look like, okay, I'm smiling. And in your brain, like this is a habit creating thing, if you, like this is teaching your subconscious to be comfortable and at ease on camera. So if you, and literally if you fake it, like if you pretend that you're comfortable, if you pretend that you're at ease, and I don't mean try to be phony, but if you just smile in front of the camera before you go live, say that the camera is my friend. And if you do this, and you do this repeatedly, you will teach and train your subconscious that you like smiling at the camera. And you like being in front of the camera. And all the little voices in your brain that are telling you otherwise will start to die down. And this actually works. So a couple other things that what are you doing when you're going live at the beginning is, first of all, just start. Start, be smiling, say hello, tell people why they're there, tell why this video matters to them. Don't stop. Don't start reading something. Just open up and say, you know what it is, have something in mind. It's this is what I'm going to talk about today. Today, I'm talking about Mel Robbins and why I think she's so great and what I admire about her and this whole thing about getting started. And we all have trouble getting started with various things and we procrastinate. And Mel is one of the great teachers in the world right now, helping people overcome their procrastination and actually get up out of bed in the morning and get started on things and have a much more productive, fulfilling, satisfied life simply because they were able to get started. I mean, this is a big thing. This is a big, huge thing. And this is, why she has, this great gift to share with all of us, because she's offering this very simple piece that will help us, huge change, simple piece, but gigantic change. This is the thing that I'm inspired by. This is the thing that I wanted to share with you today. And if you start your video from that same place, you're going to have all kinds of things to say about it, because it'll be something that you're pulling from your own inspiration. And when you're pulling from your own inspiration, guess what? You become inspiring, just like the way Mel Robbins becomes inspiring. It's amazing. It's so great. So I'm just looking at my notes here and make sure I didn't miss anything. It looks like I'm getting down towards the bottom of my notes. It's so great. So the last thing I'll mention, and it's good because we're just now getting at just about 30 minutes in, and that's usually about how long I do these live streams. If you know someone who is having issues getting started on something, if you know somebody like that, what I suggest you do is you share this video and just tag them. Share it and put their name. If you're on Facebook, you can tag people. Just share the video and tag them. If you're on YouTube or LinkedIn, you can do the same kind of thing. You could actually share the video and email it to a friend of yours. Say, hey, you should really watch this. This might be inspirational for you. Especially if you know somebody who is either making videos and not getting the result that they're looking for, or they're struggling around that, or they've been thinking about making video, or let's say you have a favorite, I don't know who, massage therapist, or I don't know, your acupuncturist, and they're really, really good at what they do, but hardly anybody knows who they are. And you think, wow, they would be great for video. You know anybody like that, go ahead and share this video and tag them or notify them and just let them know that this content is available for them, because these are the people that I want to reach. And I'm modeling what you can do when you're making your videos by inviting your audience to share and take a look out there. So I'm going to go check and see if I can see comments anywhere. I'm going to go in here and let's see. Oh, that's so interesting. What happens if I go in here? And if you have any questions, go ahead and post them. I'll answer any questions that are showing up in the chat. And I'm not actually seeing anything in here. So I guess we're good. All right. I'm going to go over here. Close this out and open this up. This is really interesting. I have multiple pages. What I really need to do, if you're doing anything like what I'm doing, you're really going to want to get multiple screens. Multicasting on multiple screens is always a good idea, because I'm trying to do it all on one screen, and let me tell you, it's a challenge. All right, so thanks you guys for joining today. It's really great to see you all here, and don't forget, Thursday at the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, I'll be going live again. And until then, keep making videos, and don't forget to get started.